Hi, I've never done a YouTube video before. It's like 10:30 at night and I'm just chilling in my pyjamas, but I just watched it's called Tofu on Channel 4 on 4OD, and it's just made me think that it's actually really important to be yourself. So I just thought it would be a good idea to do a coming out video. I know I look gross and I need a shower and I'm in my jammies and I've got my hair on. Although I've just painted my nails, which is nice. A bit messy though. But I'm 18 and I came out 3 years ago, and I sort of knew when I was about 12 or so, and I knew I was bisexual. Well, I knew that I liked girls as well as boys. I've only ever had boyfriends, but I've like fooled around with girls before, and I think I was in love. I felt very, very strongly about one of my friends, but she was going out with she had a girlfriend who was also my friend. So that was really hard for me when I was 16, because I liked her for months and months and months, but I couldn't do anything because they were together, and obviously I'm not going to be a homewrecker and, break someone up just because I'm in love with them or infatuated by them, because that's just ridiculously selfish and I would never do that. But yeah, I think it's very important for people to understand that being bisexual does not mean that you want a threesome. It does not mean that you can't have a monogamous relationship. It does not mean that you're twice as likely to get a date. It does not make you a fetish. And I've got a wonderful boyfriend that I've been with for nearly a year now, and he's the most wonderful man. He's so supportive, and like I just, it's just really important, because I think, like, I've seen like transgender people coming out and they just have it so much harder, because they go through all the, like, most of the time they want to go through like the biological side of things as well, and having to transition and take all the hormones and have operations and surgeries because they were born in the wrong body. Like, that's just nuts to me. Here I am just saying, oh, I don't just like the opposite sex, I also like my sex, and probably like the whole spectrum, to be honest with you. I'm not fussy. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cough, I'm a bit ill. But I just think it, like, if I could help try and, like, fight that stereotype. Like, I've never shaved my head, or I get that, oh, you don't look like a lesbian, or you don't look like a bisexual. A, I'm not a lesbian, and B, what's a bisexual supposed to look like anyway? What's any kind of sexuality supposed to look like? It's a feeling. It's an orientation. It doesn't have looks, It's just, it really drives me nuts. And also because I play rugby, like, people are just really, like, they're really surprised. They're like, you play rugby? And I'm like, hell yeah, I play rugby. I love rugby. It's really fun. And I play for my university team, and the girls who set it up, I think they're all straight. who cares? You know? Like, I'm not very big. I am wearing knickers, but yeah. Like, I'm not a very, like, big girl, and I like to dress quite feminine, and I like to wear makeup, and I like to have my hair long, and I like to do my nails, but that has nothing to do with my sexual orientation whatsoever. Like, when I came out to my mum, I was so nervous. And I remember so clearly, I was sat on the sofa with my mum and my dad, and we were watching TV, and my dad was doing the crossword like he always does. And I was sat next to my mum, and I couldn't even look at her, and I just said, "Mum, I'm bi." And then she turned and looked at me and was like, "Bipolar? Oh no, wait, the other one. Bisexual." And I was like, oh my god. I think that's quite a funny coming out story, because my mum is completely fine with me liking girls, but the first thing she thought of was bipolar. Oh no, wait, the other one. Like, I just think that's quite funny. And then she was like, "Oh yeah, we sort of all knew. We sort of knew, yeah." And I was like, "Oh, could have told me." And like, I don't think my dad even looked up from his crossword, because apparently it was like a no biggie. So to people who think that they are gonna fulfill the stereotypes because they've realised that they are lesbian or gay or bisexual or whatever, and you think you're gonna look a certain way or you're gonna start acting a certain way, I really don't think you are. Unless you've been like actively hiding in like yourself, then I don't think that anything would change, and nothing has to change unless you want it to. You should just be yourself. And I think it's just as important for like all asexual people as well, because you just don't get any coverage, and it's just really unfair. Because I know a couple of people that are asexual, and it's just really unfair that you don't get talked about in the media. You don't get mentioned. You don't get actors playing characters that are asexual. I don't think I've seen any. And I just think it's really unfair that it's just like, oh, they're brushed aside, like you just don't have a voice, because everyone should have a voice. You know, everyone should have a positive voice. And coming out as asexual is probably like just as hard. Coming out as transgender or lesbian or bisexual. But yeah, I just think it's really important that everyone should just like stay true to who they are. And if it's not safe for you to come out, then by all means, like, stay safe and find a safe place for you to be yourself. But it's just really sad when you hear about people who have there was one woman on this it's like a documentary called Tofu, channel4.com, or just Google 4OD. I don't know if you can get it in countries outside of Britain, but you can have a go, because it's really good. And yeah, this transgender woman had been living in the wrong body for 40 years. Can you imagine? Such a massive chunk of your life. I just have no idea, like, what that would feel like. Because to me, like, I'm fine. I'm a woman. I feel like a woman. I mean, I was born biologically as a woman. I like men and women. There's just no words. But yeah, I just suddenly felt like it was really important for me to make this video and to tell bisexual women that it's okay, and you don't have to shave half your head or get a million piercings and stretchers because you want to look like a bisexual, you can look however you want. If that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. If you want to have long hair like me, have long hair. Do whatever you want, you know? Like, bisexuality just doesn't really get talked about. I mean, as far as, like, I've seen in my life, people just don't really, like, they brush it off like it's not really an actual sexuality, or like it's half and half. No, it's not half and half. It's its own fucking thing. It's not I'm not half straight. I'm not half gay. I am bisexual. That's who I am. And it just really frustrates me when people try and say otherwise. But yeah, thanks for listening to me. I don't know how far this will go. Probably not very far. But yeah.